Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. Let's now look at a story that will interest people concerned with food production, and farmers in Tseikuru district in Ukambani are now waiting to harvest their first crop under a 3 billion shilling irrigation scheme in a period that proved to be a worthwhile learning experience. But even as they await the anticipated bumper harvest, the real test comes later on in the year when the National Irrigation Board and consultants pull out, leaving the residents to run the scheme. Wilkister looks at the transformation brought about by the wikithuki co-operative irrigation scheme.
A welcome sound in an area where months ago there was a yawning wilderness. And the River Tana adds to the welcome sound as farmers in the former Vice President's home turf, Tseikuru district, wind up their day's work. A section are even now waiting to harvest their first crop. The water from the River Tana that flows past the village is the lifeline of this irrigation project. It flows down into the canals, and when the passageways are opened, into the farms, watering the thirsty farms. But this is a recent development. The semi-arid nature of the area meant the crops they planted were likely to wilt in the farms.
Lakini wale watu walikuwa na nguvu na generate ya 12,000 walikuwa na kutoa maji hapo ndio wanapanda tomato wanaanza kuuza.
Then the government, through the National Irrigation Board, initiated the irrigation scheme, which would tap the waters of the River Tana. The Mwingi County Council partnered with a local cooperative society to provide 5,000 acres of land.
Tumeshakuliwa kwa sababu sehemu kulikuwa kame sana. Wakati tulishikana serikali katuletea maji, sisi tukapeana shamba.
And thus began the first irrigation project in Ukambani. The first phase would cover 500 acres, and farmers from the cooperative society would be the first to benefit.
But we are targeting the most needy, and we are targeting one farmer per acre. For them to have a meaning economically, we are targeting 1 acre per farmer. So phase 1, we have about 500 farmers that have been identified.
The scheme is modeled on the Egyptian desert irrigation scheme, which has taught farmers new production techniques. Once they harvest the crop, the cooperative will help them market it.
Tunasema mnapata kama gunia 20, unatoa gunia 5, unaweka nyumbani, hii gunia nyingine 5, unaweza unapata pesa. Na hii pesa unapeleka shule au unaweka county.
The second phase will use drip irrigation. Already technicians are winding down their involvement and preparing to hand over the reins to the farmers once they complete the work.
These canals, if there is anything wrong with the area, or maybe it is breaking or something like that, we will definitely train them so that they can be able to take care.
Running the irrigation project successfully and reaping from it is a daunting prospect, brightened by the reassurance that the hardest part is now behind the farmers. Wilkister, KTN, Saturday Night.